My name is Baseman, and I'm an artist. The thing that drew me towards the National Paralympic Heritage Trust, in part, was the oral history archive and wanting to work with the narratives and stories of Paralympians. I think that art can change the world, even if it's only incremental and on an individual, intimate, personal basis. In a kind of open way, I guess. And Laura's narrative is derived from an oral history recording that was made specifically for this project. I didn't record Laura. I've never met Laura. And so visually we don't see Laura, we don't see her bike, we don't see anything to do with sports at all. We see images of time in a way, because what we do see are clouds and daylight and nighttime, sometimes superimposed over one another. In a lot of the shots, it's a 24-hour period that has been recorded onto a 3-minute, 16mm roll of film. And so there'll be 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime, superimposed onto the same film. And it was important to have the images speak about time in an open way, or reflect time in an open way, because the time that athletes put into their training and the way that they develop themselves and their thinking, as spectators, we see a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of that time in the events that we watch. Yet, to get to that point where we're able to watch those events, the amount of time that people have put in is pretty amazing. And so it was important for the work to address time in some way. There are various moments of abstraction. It's really hard to tell what's going on. You're not sure whether you're looking at clouds, or you're not sure you're looking at smoke, or you're not really sure what you're looking at. The layering of those images and the superimposition of those images, physically and digitally, is what I was doing for a really long time before I got to Laura's interview. And then when I got to Laura's interview, that pointed the work in a totally different direction. I'm continuing to learn a lot about what it means to be a Paralympian, or what it means to dedicate your life to a certain kind of process or activity. I also think I'm learning a lot about how to shape works so that they are as open as they can be for people. I think one thing that I've really learned is that I'm not disabled yet, and that we all will be disabled at some point in our lives. And some of us have had some temporary disabilities, but this idea that disability is separate is really problematic. Hopefully it is respectful to Laura's story and her experiences, and I hope that it articulates what she wants it to articulate. It's only a piece of art, too. There's only so much it can do as a thing. I think the work in some ways celebrates failure as something that is not that negative. I'm speaking for myself, but Laura kind of refers to this too. That in order to grow, you kind of got to let yourself fail. And as hard as that is, it's what you do after that that is meaningful.
I absolutely love the film. I think it had this amazing sort of theme of personal growth and Laura's complex relationship with her sport and with training and with ambition, and I think it's a really inspiring film about an elite athlete.
It was really cool to see oral history being used in that slightly different way, and as someone who's done research before, to use it in a way that's a bit more transformative and artistic in that sense.
So I think with Jordan, it was quite interesting meeting him in the interview, because he just changed my whole view of what was the potential of this project. There was something amazing about the way he really wanted to embrace our message and learn with us, and that was really significant for me, and I was quite moved by the interview. In actual fact, it was quite powerful, his intention behind the work.
My favourite part of the artwork, I think, is Laura's honesty. And she has such a beautiful speaking voice as she talks through her emotions about her journey as an athlete. And then I think the work itself has such a lovely pace and rhythm that it really gives you that time and space to think about the words that she's saying.